Welcome back, Daydreamers, to another episode of Making This Crap Kit Better. It's the RMS-099 Rick Dias, and it's piloted by definitely not Char, Quattro Bagina. Ragtag Daydreams is sponsored by NewTypeHQ.com. And in today's episode, we are going to finish up the building of the basic diorama, the quick and dirty job that we started last week. But we're not going to finish up the electronics to it, just the building of this diorama. There was a lot of larger parts here, and it took time to glue, and we all have lives, including myself, so that's why this stage got broken into two parts. Out of the box, this was a pretty crap kit, but you also have to consider when it was made and manufactured. This was, I think, a 2005 kit. This was only at the cusp of whenever kits started getting pretty good, at maybe a master grade kind of level. Also, you may want to check a couple episodes back because I have kind of a giveaway going on if I hit 200 subscribers, and you can help with that by sharing this video. Now, without any further delay, let's get into it. Okay, so I've already measured, and I put a piece of regular masking tape over that because that will be the thickness that we need. Back to the dymo. And remember, we're just building a base for this. So we just do want to lift it up so that there's enough room underneath the diorama to house all of our electronics. And we're just going to line that back up. And we can put our tape right down using our original piece as a guide. Okay. And make a duplicate piece. There we go. Duplicate pieces. Two more of those. There we go. There's our two more pieces. Now we have 4 pieces equal width all the way around. Now remember, if you're going to use this method, use your first piece right here as your measurement. That way everything goes off of one measurement. In case you're just a little bit off of one of these pieces, you're not going to carry that on over to the rest of the pieces. Little pro tip. When you're cutting out the shorter sides for this base, you want to make sure that it is the length of this shorter side plus 2 widths of the plow plate we're using. You'll see why in a minute. And if you cut this piece well enough, you can transfer that over to your second piece, just like we did the first time. Now, let's move this thing out of the way because we have our measurements off of that. All right, let's get down to business. So what we want to do first of all is build this in sections. So here's our 2 shorter sides. And here's our 2 longer sides. Take one of those scrap pieces and we are going to cut across it lengthways and, well, I don't know, depending on how you turn it, vertically. There we go. The corners on these should be 90-degree angles or really close, like within a degree, and that's going to be okay for our needs. We'll get rid of one of our side pieces, one of our long pieces, and start with just this. Making sure that any sticker or anything like that, we're not going to remove that because, again, this is a dirty build. And we're just going to keep that on the inside so nobody can see it. How about them apples? You can use one of the right corners. To get right in there and make sure that these butt up nicely. So, if you can see that, this side overhangs this side. You don't want it to really overhang per se, you want it to be flush, but you want this to go over the end of this one, like that. Make sense? Good. We're going to start by giving this guy a little bit of glue. It's actually the Tamiya extra thin cement. I need to get some of the quick drying cement because that will make these things move a lot quicker. And we will glue this together right meeting up to the edge. Okay. Got a little glue on the bottom. We're just going to try to rub that away and make it stick a little bit. There we go. And then this one gets a little bit of glue on its bottom and all the way down that side. And now the next side. What you want to make sure of is that you are getting a good joint that's flush right here. Okay? And this this little piece that we put inside here from our scrap is actually going to help that corner joint stay a lot more secure and stable. Continue working with these in the same way to connect these corners using these scrap pieces. Right there and right there. And there we go. We can go ahead and put in some of our supports. Let's go ahead and use some of this bigger stuff that doesn't get used very often. I think it's going to be a great time to try it out in putting some runners so that the topper there can have a ledge to sit on. Okay, again we glue. And we stick. Scrap piece here. Let us know whenever we're at the right height. Okay, and with that in place, those should hold our little topper up. Yeah. Not really a terrible fit. That's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Okay. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Really, we want to go ahead and glue this down? There we go. And next, putting on our little pylons in the back. And there we have our pylons on. Just used a regular little pin vise drill. It's a little hand drill to drill our holes for our pegs we glued onto those. Now this is set up and you can see a little bit of shine there. Some top coat has been added to it. We're going to go ahead and paint the sides. And we're going to use some just cheap craft paint because we just really need a matte black over all of these edges here. Cheap brush. Let's not forget our edges. Now, let us run some of our LEDs here. I'm going to attempt to use the old super glue again. Alright. I'm trying to run this right to the top here. Just the very tip top. Right there is where we want that. Just sticking over the top. Okay guys, Now we're pretty much done. I've ran some wires through some holes that was drilled into this base, and I will show you where we're at right now. Yeah, here we go. That's where we're at. I have went ahead and used gel super glue to super glue down the model and the lights to the upper part. I don't know if you guys can see. You really can't see those wires coming through, but the wires are coming through the bottom. The glue is still, I think, setting it just a little bit, and I don't really want to disturb it more than what I just did for right now. Moving forward, though, I'm going to show you guys in the next episode how to wire up the battery harness for the mono eye that's going to stay lit, and then also might get into a little bit of Arduino Uno action because I found one for $4 on Wish. It's been sitting on my desk, and I want to figure out how to use it. Actually, hold on just a second. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so this is it's got some LEDs already on it because I've been playing. This is an Arduino Uno. This is super cheap on most platforms like Wish.com or even really on Amazon. It's not that bad. And the cool thing is, if you can see what's going on here. All right, see against my shirt here? Watch these light up. Boom, yeah. Off slow. And off slow. And then it'll cycle back. It'll take a second to cycle, and then this one will start again. Right like that. And then this one. Pretty cool, huh? All those pin connectors on the side that these are plugged into. The reason it's called a Uno is Uno, of course, is one in Spanish, but it's also basically telling you what this can control at one time. It can only control one of these pins at a time. So I can have it turn this light on, then turn it off, either quickly or with a kind of a breather action there with the controller this allows. And I can program it to do that. And then with a different pin but the same ground, I can tell it to initiate that pin. It makes a different circuit, and that's how it can turn on another one after that. It's not going to be able to do more than one thing at a time. Well, hopefully that makes sense to you guys, and that's what we're going to go over in the next episode. And if you want to see that and more, please consider subscribing. On this series of making a crap kit better and working on the Rick Dias, I have posted every Friday except for whenever I took a hiatus to go to Japan, which is whenever I brought back some really neat stuff, and we'll be building that on the channel too, so don't worry. So if you are not subscribed, please do that. It'll help me get to that 200 mark, and it will help me give away a RG kit. If you want to pick up this Rick Dias or a similar Rick Dias, not in the red version, for definitely not Char. Sorry, not Char. God, Quattro Vagina piloted. It's just a regular Rick Dias, though, that he did not pilot in that other color variant. Or if you want to pick up the teeny tiny little LEDs that I've used during the building of this kit, then check out the Amazon links below. If you're looking for tools or other kits in general, please check out newtypehq.com. They're my sponsor here on this channel, and they have a ridiculous selection of tools and things like that. They have some P-Bandai kits, all kinds of cool stuff. Please consider checking them out. Also consider checking out my Teespring store, which is in the description below. That link there will take you right to the storefront, and it'll allow you to check out the Not Char t-shirt that I designed, as well as the Daydreamer design for the channel. I am sorry that my camera cut out a couple of times during the filming of this video, but you guys have seen a lot of these basic techniques before, so a lot of it was just kind of giving you an inside look at how the rest of this was put together. If you haven't seen other episodes in this series, or you want to catch up on the full series, that playlist is right up here. And then check out right here for if you didn't know that there was such thing as a Gundam Skirmish game. I'm actually going to film more episodes on the Gundam Skirmish stuff moving forward to give you guys more play-by-play and how to play. As always, guys, I'm Justin, your Ragtag Daydreamer, and I'll see you next time.